I saw it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Let me tell you about the severed head that was crawling on the floor. Yeah.
Let me tell you when I levitated.
Yeah, but it was, you know, it's for a good cause, actually. One of the money went to kids with autism or visual impairment. So, and you know, there were a few people from Hollywood, you know, makeup type people that worked on horror movie sets, and also people in the haunted house industry.
Oh, there you go.
But so anyway, I might be a little sedated just due to the fact that I'm really tired.
A little loopy, you mean?
Yeah, sure. I'm always a little loopy, so maybe I'm super loopy.
You're always a lot loopy, Ron. That's
okay.
You're the fun and games in this operation.
That is true. That is true. So, but I was wondering, what do we have in store today?
Well, we got another request, this time to discuss weather stations. All things espionable related to number stations. And I'm not talking about the really bad 2013 movie. I'm talking about the real deal. The real deal number stations. Yeah, there was a movie back in 2013 with John Cusack. It was very hilarious. They're shortwave broadcasts, so you can imagine that there's a shortwave transmitter buried in a bunker somewhere as part of a military communications complex, and it's got a big old tower.
Right.
You know, and these guys are sitting there running the Morse code generators, running the vocal generators, and drinking a coffee, going, man, I'm bored, I want to go home.
Right.
In the movie, right? It's like in a bunker, but the bunker's like designed. So like when you go in, it's kind of like going into subterranean IKEA.
Gotcha.
And in the center, there's this like round desk, like this Walter Cronkite desk. And there's like a screen, and the woman, I forget the woman who's in it, but she goes in and she sits down at this desk, and then she reads. There's this beautiful mic, and she reads like the numbers on the screen, and like behind her, there's like, there's like, so funny. There's like clocks. It's like, this is what time it is in Helsinki, this is what time it is in Moscow, Tokyo, New York, London, Madrid, Frankfurt. And it's like, in reality, these guys don't give a shit. They don't care. Well, 15 after the hour, turn on the buzzer. It's not, they're not like they don't have like an espresso maker, and they're not like drinking, espresso and chatting about these, deep philosophical concepts like they're running this stuff. It's like, they want to go home, I'm tired.
Right. They have their job and they're trying to do it. But, yeah, well, that's, what makes movies is sensationalism and embellishing what happens.
You would know. Well, conspiracy actor.
Oh, that. Yeah. That was fun. I enjoyed it. Movies and film south of 8.
By the way, I do want to point out something.
Yeah.
Besides being into conspiracies, I also love bad movies. And I got together with Mr. Lobo and his wife Dixie.
Yeah.
And we created a television show for our Roku TV network.
Yeah.
Called Utopia Fantastica. And basically the idea is that we take these Eastern European movies, which is hilarious because I'm about to like go off on all these Eastern European, well, there's some Cuban ones too, but these number stations. But we take these movies and then we change the subtitles, or don't provide subtitles, and it's hosted by a wonderful lady named Cosmonauti. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Well, seeing as that yesterday was May Day, they did the May Day episode. And they went and found a clip of May Day from 1974 from Russia, from the Soviet Union. And there's Brezhnev, I'm pretty sure it's Brezhnev. There's bread and they took everything there. You know, and they took the whole thing, and they subtitled the whole May Day parade.
Was there music? Okay.
And dancing and levity. Some nuclear weapons.
So it's kind of like campy conspiracy.
It is. It's a lot of fun. But you guys should check it out. OSI74.com. It is hilarious. I could not stop laughing.
Can we like critique it and like do it on Skype and have like a critique or something? That'd be fun.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
I'd have to figure out how to get the damn audio thing to work though.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I'm not that talented.
Yeah. Well, someday. When you grow up.
Yes, when I grow out of being a little conspiracy boy into a big conspiracy. There you go. All right.
Yeah, this number station thing.
Number station.
You know, when you first told me about it, it's like number station. What the heck? But once I started, doing a little bit of research on it and actually heard some of those shortwave broadcasts, archive broadcasts, heard those before, and I had no idea what they meant, or what they were being used for. So perhaps you can enlighten us.
I would like to illuminate you, Ron.
Okay, I'm ready, brother.
All right, so basically, the concept behind a number station is fairly simple, right? They were invented in the years, during World War I. That's when they really started to use them. The idea is really easy. You use a shortwave transmitter, and then you send out coded transmissions, alphanumeric messages, right? So the numbers represent a kind of key, and then that key is one paper where the key is only used once. Or whatever.
Yeah, okay.
It goes through,
or they shove it up there. Yeah.
Because you're not going to destroy it. You have to destroy it.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
But as long as it exists, it can depart the message.
Gotcha.
So, the use of a one-time pad makes it effectively undecipherable. It is literally impossible to crack. It's similar to the Enigma in that way. But like the problem with the Enigma machine is that when the Nazis were sending Enigma messages back and forth, the Enigma operators started to get lazy. Right, so what they would do is instead of using predefined keys, they would, I'm going to use Thursdays, they would send the key that they put in the message at the beginning. And that was fine because we didn't have an Enigma machine, so we had no idea what it all meant. But then we got an Enigma machine. And they're like, oh, that's the key. So it had rotary dials, like a rotary telephone thing, but they were in front of you, and you rotate the dial to spell something out. And then that was the key. And then your message was based on that key, so it was like a shared key. Right. And so once we got an Enigma machine, we were able to decipher all of the messages because they were sending the key in the clear in the header of the message. This prevents that unless you are able to get the one-time use pad. As long as you don't have a one-time use pad, the correct one, you can't decipher it.
Right. So, are number stations still in use? Is it obsolete at all?
No, it's still in use. Even to this day, because it can't, although it's mechanically simple,
right.
The premise behind it is very basic.
Right.
It's almost uncomfortable.
Gotcha.
So it represents coded transmissions the Russians have a number of them, and there's some KGB operatives, FSB operatives inside the United States, or we have them, and we're sending coded messages to CIA. There are ones that are German, there are ones that are English. English, there's a kind of subculture of people that they collect the recordings, like the Donut Project, and the Enigma group, they collect the recordings and they try to figure out where these places are. So a couple of them will like try to like the transmitter, and then they can figure out where it's broadcasting from.
Who's receiving it, right?
It's impossible to tell who's receiving it because you're just blowing it out over the air.
Yeah, gotcha.
That would be the command bunker in Northern California trying to figure out who. I mean, I would have no way of knowing. Because transmission over signal and the same number or letter combination can mean radically different things to different people because it's all determined by the one-time whisper. Right. You can send one message out and that message can mean four different things. The other thing that people have found is that when they look at this stuff, that there's actually subcarriers carrying like fans and lots of other things that they're doing with them. It's not just number stations. So you can look at there are quite a number of stations that originate in Asia, and they'll be playing like classical music. But if you look at the subcarriers, you'll find number stations or you'll find bus transmissions. And basically what a bus transmission is, this is a little more complex, right? So there's an encryption terminal, and you type out a message or you put in maps, pictures, whatever you want, and then you compress it down into this tiny little message. And then the message is sent out over the radio or satellite. And then the person on the other end sits down in the middle of the jungle and unfolds a small satellite dish. And then connects it to Shiba Tufbook, and then they receive the transmission, decrypt it, and decompress it. Decrypt it, and then the message.
Now that sounds like super spy kind of stuff, right?
Well, this is all kind of super spy stuff.
Right.
Now, some of the number stations are obviously kind of messages that are being sent out to intelligence operatives. But there are other ones that we can't explain. Beep, like 24 hours a day.
Right. Are there any like computer type tones that are on there? Okay.
Yeah, there are computer tones like trigger tones. Sure. But a lot of times, like, people can't figure out what those are for. So there's a range of theories that it's over the horizon radar, that there's some sort of a beacon to lock onto. There are stations where they'll broadcast the letter C continuously in Morse code 24 hours a day. It'll just be like C, 24 hours a day. So the true nature of what a lot of these number stations are is obscured. There are a lot of guesses as to what they are. I think it's pretty reasonable to assume that the ones with letters or numbers, are intelligence operations that are sending coded messages to intelligence operatives. Right. The ones where they're sending burst transmissions, I mean, I think it's pretty obvious that they're sending data. They're sending and receiving data over these frequencies. But some of the other ones where they're just tones, beep, 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 that kind of thing. Who knows? It's impossible to tell. That's actually the beauty of the number station. Is that you can't tell what it is.
Right. I wonder if there's a lot of disinformation too, like they'll have some sort of like code that appears to be consistent, and you have other countries listening in, they're going, oh, we think we got something here. So is there any of that kind of stuff that goes on where they try to, you know, put out disinformation?
No, because you can't tell what it is anyway.
No, okay.
Intercepting the signal doesn't really tell you anything.
Right. So it's sort of a moot point to even try to decipher it, right?
Right. Now, occasionally, rare things happen. For example, I think it was 12 hours before. Well, there's a very famous one called UVB 76. It's also called the buzzer. It has a bunch of names. Let's see. UVB 76, the buzzer, UZB 76, MDZB, HB, ZHUOZ. I mean, it's got a bunch, right? But they call it the buzzer because when it turns on, it'll send a buzz like brrr, brrr, and then it'll send a message.
Right.
Well, 12 hours, remember the coup back in 91?
What about it?
Okay, well, maybe I shouldn't mention. So, for those of you who may not know about this, that in 1991 there was an attempted coup d'etat in the Soviet Union. The Soviet Union was falling apart.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Right, and you know, there was Yeltsin had just kind of taken over, and there were elements of the military that were not happy about Yeltsin because he was seen as being a crazy reformer. They were going to take him out. And so what happened was that 12 hours before the coup, UB-76 turned on, sent an encrypted, or sent a quote-unquote encrypted message. And basically, it sounds like a standard UVB message, but it does the do, and then it says the number 5 times. And then it stops, and then it does, and it says repeating or something like that. It says 5. And it does this a couple of times, and then 12 hours later there was a coup d'etat. Yeah, actually, I'm going to now play a recording of that, but because I'm technically illiterate, Ron cannot hear it.
But don't pretend that I can hear it.
That's right. So Ron, listen to this amazing recording from the Konak Project.
Amazing. I can't believe it. It really blows me away. I don't even know what to say. It was just so incredible. But is there more?
Well, of course. I'll have a whole bunch.
Maybe throw one more on. I don't know.
We have entirely too much fun doing that show. Okay,
I want one that's highly stimulating, you know, that's going to stimulate my pressure center.
All right. This one will stimulate your pressure center. This is the Backwards Whale Music Station.
Okay.
Ready?
Go. man, it's just like it's beyond comprehension, really.
Well,
You gotta really hear it to believe it. That's all I can say.
if you had actually heard what it was, it basically sounds like a lowering in a seizure. I mean, it sounds like backwards music.
Right.
It's very strange, and nobody can figure out what it's for. And then this is the Lincolnshire Poacher run by MI5.
Interesting.
Yeah, so the Lincolnshire Poacher is run out of Aquatiri in Cyprus. The fun one is the D2, operated by Cuban intelligence out of Havana and other locations. Now, some of the other ones that exist, there's hundreds. I mean, there's literally hundreds of them. But these are some fun ones. DCF-37 and DFD-21. Those were operated out of West Germany. Those went dark. Cherry Ripe, that is operated, I believe, by MI5 out of Guam. It's seen as the sister to the Lincolnshire Poacher. There's a really awesome one called the Yosemite Sam that's operated out of New Mexico, and it's a fun one because it's kind of a lead-on. Is a thing at Yosemite Sam where he's like, I'm going to kill you, damn vomit.
Right.
Then there's UV-76. That was formerly transmitted out of Pozorovo, Russia, but it's now part of the 69th communication hub near Narofominsky, outside of Moscow. There's the PIP, known as the Drop in Russia, and it transmits that's 70-second communication center. It actually transmits from the X 70-second. So it's not the 70-second communication center now. Right. It's the X 70-second communication center. Right.
It's trippy.
Trippy and confusing.
Yeah.
And then there's the Squeaky Wheel. That's broadcast near Rostov-on-Don in Russia. Now, additionally, the Russians have what are called weather beacons. These are just beacons that broadcast letters in Morse code. C is broadcast out of Moscow. D, Odessa. O, Moscow. P, Kaliningrad. S is Archangel. I can never pronounce this one. Angelisk. U is broadcast somewhere around Murmansk. Broadcast in Chivo in the Ukraine. Of course, that one may not be broadcast there anymore because the Ukraine is on fire, but it used to be. So, I mean, that's really how it works. If you want to see it in operation, kind of a fun way to see it is to watch The Americans, that TV show about the sleeper agents on the Fox channel. It's pretty good. They're Soviet illegals. I forget what director. It's like the art directorate in the KGB, and they're basically sleeper agents. They were trained to be American, and so every once in a while, you'll see them go down to the basement with a shortwave receiver. You can use any shortwave receiver to pick this stuff up. You need to know the schedule, because time schedules, and you need to know the proper frequency. And if you have a shortwave radio, the schedule and the frequency, you can listen yourself. And they'll pick it up. They pull out the one-time use pad. They'll actually decrypt it using a one-time use pad. Then they smoke cigarettes and light it on fire. Soviet KGB agents. Yeah, they have to smoke cigarettes. Right? What can you do? Right. You can actually see it in operation or see a simulation of what it would be like. But I'll have some more. I have this one is dashes. This is the pimp. I knew the pen would blow you away.
Yeah, it just made me laugh. I don't know why. Maybe the rhythm. There's a certain rhythm to it. That's why.
I really like member stations. I find them to actually be very relaxing. I've met other people that think they're scary to listen to because of all the distortion.
Right.
But, before I did this, I wanted to go look up where, the Lincolnshire coach picture was, and I just forget where some of these are. You know, where some of the stories about it, like the AVB-76 actually shut down for a long time, and then recently it fired back up again. I'm pretty sure that was AVB-76. And then, you know, there are some funny stories about it. Like one time, these guys were listening to AVB-76, and in the background, they started to hear people talking, and they're like, and these people are talking in Russian. They're speaking in Russian, and they're saying things like, I don't know if the generator's turned on. Can you check and see if the generator's on? And they're talking, and they don't even realize that they're on. Right, and it's broadcasting. Right, so, you know, there are a lot of interesting ones, and then, you know, that's when they know that it's being monitored. In the process of looking this up, you know, it was interesting because there's some real cracked out theories about what these things are.
Right. Hey, could one possible theory deal with aliens?
Actually,
I was hoping they would like utilize this very primitive means of communication.
no, but you know what, I'll tell you a theory that is like a number station.
All right.
It supposedly does have aliens involved. Ron, do we need to go for a twofer with this episode? I don't know, can the aliens take it?
I think so. Let's give it to them.
All right. Number stations are actually pretty simple about how they operate and what they are. I did hear some crazy theories, like people broadcasting number stations from the Bermuda Triangle, like survivors. And I had to ask myself, it's like, you know what, I'm on the Cyclops. Right. Where it's like 1918 or 1920 or whenever that thing sank. I'm on the Cyclops, this huge ore carrier that's like going through the Bermuda Triangle. And it disappears without a trace. So I'm stranded on some desert island surrounded by Lemurians, you know, with pyramids and crystal towers. And what am I going to do? I'm going to send a message that says 14912. Repeat 14912. That's asinine.
Yeah. That doesn't make a lot of sense, really.
No, and you know, there is some disinformation out there. There are people that are part of government orifices that will come out and say, oh no, the buzzer is not sending you know, communications to sleeper agents.
Right.
No. Those numbers represent, you know, airflow. Temperature data. No, we send Morse code to practice. I mean, some of you do things like that, but it's so transparent. I don't think anybody believes it, so, you know, whatever.
Gotcha.
All right, so theory number 2 that's actually tangentially related. There's a guy by the name of Dr. Paula Violette.
I've heard of him.
Okay. Yeah. He has a PhD, which sets him apart from many people in the conspiracy world that got their PhDs from the and he came up with a very fascinating idea. So, out in space, there are things called pulsars.
Right.
And basically what a pulsar does is it sends a radio signal at some interval. Some of them are millisecond pulsars, so they'll send these radio bursts like every millisecond. Some of them take 5 minutes, some of them take 27 minutes. It's kind of variable, right? Well, what he noticed was that the pulsar concentrations increased as you went toward the galactic core. And the distribution of the pulsars was somewhat regular.
Gotcha. I'm following.
Okay. And there are also pulsars, things like the Crab Nebula or the Horsey Nebula. There's pulsars near those locations. Now, I can't remember why, but there's the speed of the pulsar is also important in this model, right? And if you're interested, you should read Messengers of the Galaxy, because that explains it in depth. actually some sort of a navigation network. And so what aliens would do is that they would lock onto a pulsar, and the speed of the pulsar would help them to guide themselves through space. So they would go from pulsar to pulsar, kind of like you would go from, if you were flying an airplane, you would go from navigation beacon to navigation beacon. So like when you fly an airplane, let's say you fly from Portland to New York. So Portland has a navigation beacon. Then you're going to pick up one in, say, Idaho Falls. Then you're going to pick up another one in, say, Salt Lake City. Right? And they create highways in the sky. I don't know if you've ever heard that term.
Yes, I have.
Okay, well, it creates a highway in the sky. They're like channels of aircraft. Right, and they fly from beacon to beacon, or they know that they're so far from the beacon, and so they can figure out where they are.
Gotcha.
So the pulsars function in a very similar way. But additionally, he believes that the pulsars are also markers to warn you when something's coming. Warning, 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 danger, Will Robinson. So what he believes is that there is a gravity superwave that's generated from the center of the galaxy. And this gravity superwave comes out and breaks things. Right? I mean, it's destructive. It blows up stars. And some of these stellar remnants, like the various nebula, or the remnants of, supernova, were caused by gravity waves. So they put beacons there so they'll know when it passes that point, so you know that the gravity superwave is coming. Right. Yeah. I thought that was pretty awesome.
I'd like to experience that.
What, a gravity superwave?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
That would be super trippy.
It would be like Star Trek Generations. When Kirk and Picard are fighting on the, or not Kirk and Picard, but Kirk and Picard are fighting the devil on the left.
I remember that one.
I'm going dun 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 dun. Right. I'm a badass, you know. It'd be very unpleasant.
Well, I don't know. It just really depends on your perspective, really. I'd be excited.
See how that would be.
Hey, I had another question about these number stations. Now, have they... They were primarily in Cuba and stuff like that. Have they changed from where they actually broadcast or transmit from now?
Yeah, sometimes they do. In the case of the Soviet Union, some of them, when the Soviet Union collapsed,
right,
they had to move some of them. Because, Poland is no longer, very friendly with the Russians.
Right.
So there was a number station in Poland, and they had to move it out of there. So what you'll see is that, number stations will disappear, and then they'll reappear. And they'll be transmitting from a different location. Every once in a while, they move them around just to move them around. But the cities have been broadcasting, years and years and years. What's actually interesting is that, people think about the Soviet Union, but in a military sense, what's actually more important than the Soviet Union was something called the Warsaw Pact.
Right.
And the Warsaw Pact was equivalent to NATO. So within the Warsaw Pact, you had these countries, like satellite countries like Estonia, Lithuania, Czechoslovakia at the time, that these these were all part of the Warsaw Pact, but not part of the Soviet Socialist Republic. The USSR, the Soviet Union itself, you know, it had gone out and taken places like Chepstow, a bunch of autonomous regions outside of Siberia, and they had fused them into the Soviet Union. But a lot of these satellite countries that existed in Eastern Europe, like the East Germans, for example, right, were not part of the Soviet Union per se, and more like part of the Warsaw Pact. And actually, the East Germans were very active. The East German Stasi had a very intelligence operation, and they used to run a number of stations as well. I mean, well, the Stasi is a unit. I mean, they did some crazy stuff. You know, back in the 80s, those East Germans, man, they really wanted to win like the Olympics, right? So the Stasi launched a full-blown program to engineer growth hormones and other things that could not be detected by the Olympic Committee. What? Yeah, they actually took some of the best chemists and biologists in Eastern Germany, and they put them on this crack program to build steroids that couldn't be detected. Oh man. Yeah, and they were doing like crazy things, like they were sewing webbing on the
Okay, so they were using a lot of scientific type stuff, right?
Yeah, they were trying to engineer super athletes.
Gotcha. Well, it's also Soviet Union was involved in that, because I know they poured so much money and resources into, you know, their sports or athletics. You know, because that was part of propaganda, right?
Oh, for real.
It's the Olympics and World Games and, you know, trying to athletes of the world.
But when it comes to the East Germans, they actually had an entire doping program. That they had engineered a doping program.
Gotcha.
I mean, straight up. I mean, they were pumping these people full of steroids. Not be detectable. Yeah. But the Stasi was a number of stations that were active, and the Cubans too. I mean, you have to remember that the Cubans, you know, for a long time were fomenting revolutions up and down Central and South America. You know, so they had V2 running. I mean, V2's running to this day. You know, sometimes about 10 or 11 I'll go out and 6,000 megahertz range, and I'll go listen to V2 because it's very strange. I mean, I know you couldn't hear it, but with the distortion, the way that they read the numbers,
right?
It's very eerie. It's a very, very eerie thing to listen to. It's almost very scary.
Right.
In fact, I scared some people.
Do they do that on purpose as sort of a way to, like, intimidate or what?
No, I think no. I mean, it's a machine that's actually reading the numbers. In fact, somebody sold on eBay. You know, and if you search the internet enough, you'll get wiring schematics on how to build one.
Gotcha.
But basically, it's pretty funny the way it works. There's a little start key. You press the start key, then there's a keypad, and then you type in 1472968, and then you hit end, and then it prints out like a punch card, and then it plays it. And then you just output that directly into the transmitter and go. Because the guys that are transmitting it have no idea what it is.
Got it.
All they know is they're sitting at their circular IKEA desk drinking espresso, and some guy comes in and says, "Put this out." And they go, "Okay." But it's interesting. I mean, you know, for the listeners out there, you know, if you want to see espionage at work, go listen to some number stations. I mean, that's the closest you're going to get to actually experiencing espionage. Because when you're listening to it, just think to yourself, there's somebody in a basement somewhere chain-smoking Marlboros that's like deciphering this message. And then depending on what that message says, they have to get something. So to you, it's an 8-digit number. But to them, it's orders. So, you know, that's something to keep in mind when you're listening to it. Jeez. And, you know, there are other fun things you can do, too. I mean, if you scan the frequencies, just take a cheap $20, $50 shortwave radio. Yeah. Out at night and just scan. And when
I love doing that. I had one a long time ago. It was just so crazy. I mean, just all the different type of shows and conversations. And again, the whole number station thing. I've actually heard those before, you know. And I'm like, what the hell are they saying, you know? But, right. There's just so much to it, really.
Well, you know what's funny is that sometimes when you're scanning, you get a lot of anomalous stuff.
Yeah.
Within the U.S., there are military transmitters. They're scattered all over the United States that broadcast these weird tones.
Yeah.
Right? And they sound like burst transmissions, or some of them are digital. And nobody knows what they're for.
Right.
And a lot of times, like we had one of these transmitters not far from where I went to university. And it was literally a radio tower with a couple of fences around it with concertinas. It was just a transmitter. You know, you're sitting out in your backyard listening to this stuff, and it just sounds bizarre. And the other thing that I've started to hear in the last couple of years is that for a long time, that you could listen to when you could intercept radio traffic going back and forth to Russian fishing trawlers. And if you're not a product of the 80s, these things were so ubiquitous. Fishing trawlers. And so basically what these fishing trawlers are is that when you look at them, they just look like these junked up fishing trawlers. They're out there fishing for salmon or whatever, tuna or whatever they want.
That's just a cover.
What it actually was part of the Soviet Navy, and they had all kinds of sophisticated intercepting radio transmissions. They would sit off the coast, East Coast and the West Coast, and down in the Gulf. And they would enter, because, you know, a lot of this stuff's broadcast fairly clear. I mean, the top secret stuff is obviously encrypted, right? But they would broadcast the stuff, and the trawlers would pick it up, and it would record it, and then try to decrypt it or send it back to master control, right? So, but they also receive messages. So you could actually hear them in the late 80s with a shortwave transmitter. You could actually hear the fishing trawlers communicating back. Well, it's very encrypted, so you don't know what they're talking about, but you can hear the transmissions of the fishing trawlers.
So it's a two-way type of...
Yeah, those are two-way.
Gotcha.
But a number station is very much one unit.
Right. Now, hey, earlier you brought up something referring to a CONNET project, or the CONNET project.
Right.
I was wondering if you can maybe kind of elaborate on that. I wasn't exactly sure what that was.
Sure. So the CONNET project is a group of people that have collected hundreds of recordings of these things. And basically they made, I think, 5 CDs. of these communications, and then they put them out for free. So you can go on archive.org and you can listen to them or download them or whatever. People are putting in music. I mean, you know, because they're so bizarre. But the project itself was a bunch of people that got together and pooled all their recordings of the number stations and then made them available to everybody.
Oh, okay.
And in some cases, they try to decipher it, saying, okay, well, this one, you know, they would label it, okay, this is the buzzer from this date, or this is Attention, or this is V2, or this is, you know, what UEB 76, or whatever. And they would tell you, you know, they would give you, like, kind of a metadata about it, so it's okay. This isn't recent, but what they're doing is they're saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is in Italian, and what they're saying is 6247, or this is in English, and what it's saying is X. And then there's another group. It's called the Enigma Group, and what these people do, it's more of a network, and they record this stuff, and then they try to figure out where the transmitters are, and they catalog it. They figure out the schedule, and it's there. So they, you know, they're hobbyists that track number stations. Gotcha. And they try to figure out what they're doing. Because some of them, like I said, were they broadcast tones. Like the backwards whale one. Nobody really knows what the backwards whale one is. You know, it could be some sort of a digital transmission, but nobody can really figure it out.
Right.
So, you know, they'll catalog it as unknown, and they'll try to figure out what it's doing, or in some cases, some of the digital transmissions can be deciphered because they're sending text, but it's clear text, so you can see, like, messages, like, I'm going to 4, and you don't know what going to 4 means, but, you know, you can use a piece of software to actually take the binary and turn it into letters and numbers.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'd like to try to get a hold of that. I'll look into that. The Conic project.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting. And, you know, at one point, I want to say it was the Department of Commerce actually tried to sue the Keenans over V2 because they were saying that they were broadcasting an espionage radio station. So they actually tried to sue them over it.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, for real. I don't think it went very far.
No.
Because, you know, the Keenans are like, we're not doing that. Prove it's us. You know, we have some lady that reads 5 numbers. It's the air temperature.
Right.
I mean, they can't do anything about it.
You know, what I find really intriguing about it is, I mean, the technology is so basic and so simple. I mean, it still can be very vital for people who are into spying or, you know, just sending very deep and better messages.
Well, like I told you, in 91, the coup, you know, they broadcast that message 12 hours before the coup. And basically, it was a launch code, so to speak. It was telling everybody as well, okay, time to you know, get everybody together. We're going to do this one. You know, so they used UVB 76, the buzzer, to do it.
The buzzer.
Well, I played it for you, Ron. It's not my fault you can't hear it.
I know. But deep down inside, I felt it from the vibration level.
Sorry. You felt it on a deep emotional level?
I did. I think it's just the way that you brought it forward. And, anyway.
You were so full of crap that
Hey, like I said, I'm very tired right now. But I am lucid and cogent, so.
I didn't know you're ever lucid or cogent, but
fine now.
You're awake. I'll take it.
Give me a break.
Okay, so that's all I got. But I did want to let everybody know about next week. So I got another request.
And what is that?
To talk about the television show Rubicon.
Okay, yeah, that's nice. We can get into that. So we're talking about more conspiracy, perhaps, right?
Oh, yes. The people behind the TV show Rubicon and the story of what happened to Rubicon, it's pretty interesting.
Right.
So, yeah, do yourself a favor, over the next week, watch Rubicon.
Gotcha.
You'll love it. Ron, you will love that show.
And when did it start, actually? When did it come out?
Oh, a couple of years ago. And it was
it's been around, actually, I think probably 2010, 2011.
It came out at the same time as Mad Men.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, so that was about 2010.
Okay.
I remember watching both.
And it got pretty good ratings, and it got canceled after the first season.
Which is interesting because I think Dark Skies was on for a couple of seasons, and all of a sudden it was canceled. So, and both shows were getting really good ratings, right?
Yeah. Dark Skies was doing quite well.
Yeah. As well as Rubicon. Yeah.
So next week, Rubicon.
Yeah, brother.
I will blow your mind with the conspiracy connections. I would love that. All right. Well, that is another thrilling episode of the Paranoia Podcast. A lot of bullshit between two people who have no idea what they're talking about.
Oh, come on now. I thought you gave a good, general expose on the numbers station. Yeah. Like I said, when you first told me what it was going to be about, I'm going, what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, but it's foundational. If you want to know how spies communicate, this is how they do it.
Right. One of the plethora of...
Well, not to bring in a new topic toward the end of the show, but there supposedly are Twitter feeds that do the same thing.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's right, as a matter of fact. Like the San Bernardino shooting allegedly involved some Twitter feeds that were suspect. There's some sort of connection there.
Well, but basically they take the numbers from the number station and broadcast it on Twitter.
Wow. I did not know that.
Yeah, they're out there too, so...
Okay.
Google it.
I'll check it out, brother.
Okay, that was it. That's the thrilling episode of the Paranoia Podcast.
Well, thanks for having me on, Ron Phillips.
It's my pleasure, Ron Powden. So, as I always say, wherever you go, there you are.
Keep it clear and keep it clear.
Thank you for listening to Paranoia Radio. Hosted by Ron Phillips. Ron Powden. Sponsored by Paranoia Magazine. Read it now. ParanoiaMagazine.com. Theme, The Guide. Composed by Scott Moon. ScottMoon.net. Outro theme, Fighting Trousers, is by Professor Elemental. ProfessorElemental.com. Voiceover written and performed by Mr. Lobo, host of Cinema Inside. Watch new episodes on OSI74. Visit at OSI74.com. We are resuming control. For now.
absolute greatness. Preparation.
That is brand new from the Church called The Moment. Paul Pascal, do you remember the first time? Sounds like music for Danielle Perry's magazine as well. On the way very shortly, we must